Hi, it's Kevin Markman. Welcome back to Relationship Ready Talks. Today, we're going to talk with my guest here, introducing Joe Kitterman.
How you doing, man?
Good. Thank you very much for coming. Appreciate it. All right, what would you like me to know and the audience to know about you? Tell us a little bit about you.
I skateboard. I try to do stand-up comedy just as much as you. We're both out here hitting these open mics, and I'm just trying to make people laugh because I feel like that's what I need.
Yes, we all need that. So this is about relationships. So we're going to talk about a relationship that you've been through. So tell me a little bit about the relationship you'd like to talk about.
Relationship I'd like to talk about is definitely this girl I dated. I met her at my job I was working at. She started working there after I was already working there.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, she's beautiful. She's really attractive. I would like to get to know her and date her.
Okay.
Turns out she was with somebody, and me being a dumb, young 19-year-old, I was like, I might be able to change that.
Yeah. All right.
So then I proceeded to convince her that her abusive boyfriend was needed to leave.
Okay, so you became closer to her while you were working.
While we were working with her, yes.
And she shared with you what her current relationship was which
like.
was an abusive relationship.
And then I thought, if you can get rid of that and come to me immediately, your mental state can handle that.
Okay, so you wanted to take care of her, protect her, and bring her
Yes.
out of that relationship.
I wanted to treat her like a stripper, and I was like, I could save you from all of this. That's in my head, was like,
Okay.
Stop living this, I could do this.
And that's what you wanted when you first saw her, when you first met her, when you first started talking to her.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so what happened from there?
Well, seeing as I'm a comic and I'm good with words, I got that, so I thought.
Okay. What is the that? Tell me what the that is that you got.
I got her to say she broke up with him and then leave. And she was seeing me, we were fooling around, we were having fun together.
Okay.
And then it turns out she was also not over him because that was her first long-term relationship. Which, I mean, long-term, she was dating him for 4 years since they were in high school. We were also graduated, so...
So that was her first love.
Yes.
And your attraction to her while she was with her first love.
Exactly.
You thought she was done with.
Because she was being physically once. I was physically once, but mentally abused consistently.
Okay. All right.
So I was like, realistically, I was being truthful, like, you need to get out of that.
Right. And that's what
But also I was being selfish, saying, but come to me, I can be better, instead of figure yourself out, which is what I feel like now I should have done.
Okay. Why should you have done that now?
I don't think anyone should go from one relationship, especially a long-term one, to another. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist. I'm not any of these things, but from personal experience enough, I know that you need time to get past what you have been with for years. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I don't know if this is real or not.
But this is your wisdom that
this
you
is
gained.
what I experienced from this. I was like, I should have given her time, should have got her to leave, but like, don't try to get into a relationship with her immediately after I got her to break up with someone who's abusive.
Okay, so you got to break up with someone who's abusive. Then she was with you and it was good for a little while. Yes or no?
A week.
So it was good for a very short term.
Yes.
And then how did it go from good for a week to not good?
I found out she wasn't truly over. I'm sorry, my girlfriend just walked in and just heard me talking about my ex, and she got super upset and it just walked out.
Okay, that's why this is not therapy.
Exactly.
And now you did talk to her beforehand, right?
Yes.
And she said it was. Did you tell her what the
I
thing was
didn't tell her
about?
what the podcast was
Oh,
about.
you didn't tell her
I just
what it was
told her
about?
the podcast. I didn't fully grasp that because I was dealing with open mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you will be dealing with that. Do you want to continue this, or do you want
Yeah,
to?
I'm fine. Doesn't matter this point. I'm dealing with it either way.
Okay. So it was good for a week, and then it went to what?
It went to me finding out she was hanging out with him, and inevitably not telling me, but sleeping with him while she was hanging out with him because she wasn't over him.
Okay.
I don't know if it makes a difference to be a bigger unit than me. I don't know how you want me to word this for this.
You can word it however you word it.
But he had a bigger unit than me. I think that's just young women being greedy.
Okay.
I have no idea. But like also, she just wasn't over someone she was with almost every day for 4 years.
And did
So
you
I don't know what I
fall for
expected.
her, or did you?
Yes, of course.
Okay. All right. So then what happened?
I kept believing her when she was like, "Oh, I'm done with that. I'm not doing anything. I'm done with that."
Okay. So she told you she was done with the relationship, but she was continuing the relationship. You didn't know
Yes.
that at the time.
Exactly.
Okay. So then what happened from there?
There were several clues that should have led me to believe this. Nonetheless, that if I want to go into extreme detail, which this is too short of a podcast to do that, Cliff Notes wise, she has brought him over. He was a stalker as well. Like, he knew her car and knew she was in Victor, New York. I will say, I'm not going to say names. Victor, New York.
Okay.
She found her car in Victor, New York and knocked on my door while she was there.
Okay.
And then she's like, I'm going to go talk to him for 15, 20 minutes. And then 3 months after I found out when she went to talk to him, she went and slept with him in a church,
Okay.
like garden.
So you had
And
some
then
clues.
came back. I had
But
clues
you didn't
like
see the
she
clues at
left
the
for
time.
35 minutes and came back.
Right, to the person that she was with, and you knew
Yes.
she was with him before.
And I just thought, she should know by now that he's an abusive person, and I'm not that. That
So
she's
your
better
logic
here.
told you that she
Yes.
could be reasonable and be done with him, but your emotions clouded the fact that
Yes.
she was.
My logic told me, like, if I was in this position, which I haven't been in this position, so I can't honestly say, but logic dictates, because most people think logically when they're not in a position.
Yes.
What is it? Hindsight's 20/20.
Yep. So, and that's part of the wisdom that we
Exactly.
learn, because relationships are about learning what works for you, what your criteria is, what the clues are that come out to you, and being more aware of them next time without being so guarded that you're not open to the possibility that, oh, maybe she is being
Maybe
nice
she's
and
still
really
not
wants
over
to be
this.
with you. So you're in the parking lot of Victor, all that happened, and then what happened from there?
Well, it was persistence on that for a while. Of me just sticking around because I thoroughly enjoyed being with her. She was a good human being. She was funny. She was nice. She was sweet. She was caring.
So you could see the positives,
But
but
I
you were having a hard time
was not
seeing the
accepting.
challenges.
I wasn't accepting the negatives.
Okay.
That which I knew. There were several points where I still knew that was happening. Like I knew it.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't me guessing. Like, she told me, "Oh, this happened,"
So your gut
and I
told
was
you
still
that,
trying to.
and your
Yes.
mind told you that, but you still
No,
denied that.
she told me that.
She told you that.
She told me I showered with him that one night.
Okay. And
And
you
I still
went,
was like, yeah, but you know that he's a bad person, so you're done with that now, right? And I still wanted to believe it deep down in me.
okay, which
I
was
wanted-
the hope you had.
Yes, it was,
Okay. So
it was
you,
hope that I had at 22 that I don't have at 26.
okay. Which is part of the challenge, is because a healthy relationship will still have hope,
Yes.
but it will also have boundaries. So what went from there is it just continuing to do what from there? You had clues, you kept getting clues. So did it continue like that, or how did it end?
It continued with her getting physical.
Okay. So the
Because she
physical
learned-
was enough.
She learned from him, be physical in a relationship.
Okay.
And then she did that to me.
Because that maintained you, and that maintained
There
her.
was I hit a point in the relationship where I said to her, I'm done with this. And I was at her place in a city that was about 7 miles from my house.
Okay.
And I said, I'm done with this. I don't want to proceed with this. I'm going to walk 7 miles home because that's how over this I was.
Okay.
The second I left her house, she got in her car and then was pulling driveway to driveway across roads in front of me to be like, come talk with me, come talk with me, come talk with me. Because I also she sees someone that's better than the person she's in love with. She doesn't want to lose them or the person. I have no gripe with her because I get where she was at.
Okay.
I was young and naive and was like,
And you get where
he
you were
can
at
change.
also?
Yes, I did. Desperate.
Okay.
I just wanted someone to care for me, and I enjoyed somebody for once, and I was like, I hope this person I enjoy cares for me.
Okay. Which we all want.
Yes, obvious, and I get that, and all of the things that have happened, I'm not like upset with myself about. I'm more upset with like, I wish I wish I had been smarter about.
Okay.
But either way, she was driveway to driveway in front of me, and I eventually was like, she's going to cause an accident on this main road. the cops will come. I'm just gonna talk to her. I got in the car with her, and then she's like, talk to me. I want to talk to you. I said, no, I don't want to talk to you. If I'm going to get in the car, please just drive me home. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'm over this. She then said, if we're not going to talk, I'm going to drive us into a wall. She then made
So she upped the ante.
a threat.
Yeah.
And then I threw her car in park when she was going 45 because I was worried for my life.
Yeah.
She then proceeded to punch me in the face. And then I got out of the car, and that's when she finally gave up. Once I guess, hurt her car, she was like, all right, the heck with this dude. I'm out of here. Mm-hmm. And I wish I didn't have to do that. I wish I could have just walked home.
Right.
But then I had to do that situation. I had to get a black eye, explain to my parents why I have a black eye.
Yep.
And then call my friend 5 miles. Yes, that was the only way out. Because I wasn't gonna assault her. I wasn't gonna hurt her. I'm not, even today, I'm not like mad at her for how she handled it. At the time I'm old enough now to, people just want to be cared about.
Yes,
and that's ultimately what it is.
Yes, they do. And is that one of the things you learned from this?
100%. I learned so much that, like, if someone's currently cared about, even if they're not happy with how they're cared about, they still see that as, but they care, even though they do these things, they care.
Yep.
So it's hard to get someone to leave that environment.
Yep.
Nonetheless, even if someone's in a health, non-abusive relationship, but they've been with it for an extended period of time, if you're accustomed to seeing someone every day for multiple
there's a
years,
comfort.
There's a comfort that comes with being around them.
Yep. Yep.
And you don't ever try to change that. You can try to help someone, but don't try to benefit yourself from that. And that's ultimately what I learned from that. It was like, don't try to get what you want, someone that you think is a cool human being. Don't try to get them on your side. If anything, just try to get them to be better off themselves. Don't be selfish with it. Just try to be helpful. Don't be...
Right. And the helpful way of doing that is to help them be themselves and make their decisions.
You can be great without this dude. You can be great without this woman that's treating you poorly. You can be great without...
Which is reassurance.
Exactly.
If that's what they need. But ultimately, each person needs to make their own decisions,
100%.
Feel better about themselves, and move forward with what they are. And if the relationship's going to work, it's because it matches with what you want and they want.
Exactly.
And since it didn't match, you were going literally across the highways to be able to go, this is not working, we're zigzagging
Yes.
across. And then, so
Yes.
what have you learned that you now apply to present and relationships after that?
From just specifically from that, it's hard to dictate because I've been in bad relationships other than that is also dictated
So
where I'm
any
at.
other lessons?
Where I'm learning at now is I don't proceed anyone unless they come at me first. Because I'm not about forcing anything. I'm not about anything like that. If someone shows interest in me,
Because
and
of
then I
qualities
learn
you have.
because qualities I have, and then I learn more about them and that they're in a good spot in their life, I realistically learned, unless someone's happy and you're happy, you can't be happy together.
Right. Because who's responsible for your happiness?
Yourself is responsible for your happiness.
Okay.
And if you're not happy yourself, you can't be happy with someone else. You're going to look for them for happiness.
Yep.
Doesn't work.
Absolutely. So what's a quality you have that you're happy with yourself that you also bring to your relationships?
I don't expect other people to make me happy. I don't expect my girlfriend to bring me joy in my day-to-day
So
life.
what brings you happiness?
Being myself, doing comedy, pursuing my hobbies, as well as in the relationship aspect, knowing that the chick I'm with, one, respects me, two, because I'm a comedian, thinks I'm funny.
Okay. So you believe you're funny, and then you get reassurance that you are also.
Exactly,
You
from
have
someone
some
that I trust and respect.
Yes, and you have respect for yourself, so therefore you expect respect also. And that's what makes a relationship work
100%.
and have you be more ready to make the relationship work. Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah,
So
definitely not.
anything else you want to say about this relationship?
Don't convince someone that's in a relationship to leave them for you, because it's not going to work.
And that's the healthier decisions to make, which we don't make and don't blame ourselves because we're younger me's.
Exactly.
Because the younger you doesn't know anything you used to know.
No,
Now you
100%
know
not.
more than you used to.
Even, I'm going to look right in this camera because it's funny to me. Even if you're a better option than the person that she's with or he is with, Do not make them date you because you think you're better. Get them healthy, get them happy, reassure them, make them a better version of themselves. And then be like, do you want to try this? Make sure everyone's happy with themselves before you get in a relationship with anybody.
And can you make them a better version of themselves?
You can make them a better version of themselves, but you can't make them happy.
Okay. All right. And if you are responsible for making them a better version of themselves, then you are taking them on, and you can encourage them to make them be a better version of themselves. But they're the one who needs to make themselves a better version. Okay.
My girlfriend, who I love to death, she doesn't go out trying to make me a better version of myself, but she does because she makes me want to be funny.
Which is what you want to be as a better version of yourself.
100%. I want to be that, and she helps that. Even without trying, she just doesn't laugh at some of my jokes or laughs at some of my jokes. I'm like, I want to make her laugh every time I say something. So she just influences me to be a better person of myself without wanting me to be a better version of myself.
And influence is a better word than make.
Yes.
Okay. We agree?
Yes.
All right. Excellent. Thank you very much, Joe. I appreciate you doing it.
Hope to be back. I've had several bad relationships that I would love to talk about with this therapist.
And thank you very much for watching Relationship Ready Talks. And have a great day.
Hopefully my girlfriend watches this and isn't upset.